plan is I want to make this thing quick attach on the front so I can change between attachments easily. And this bucket here is going to be my template. I got these mounts here. That we need to make work on that. I was looking online for ideas on this, and I could not find anyone that had done it on this particular style loader. So my first course of action, I'm going to cut this bucket off and then use some of this old bucket metal to basically where that's curved. I think I need a straight shot right there. So I'll see what we can come up with. And the reason also is this bucket is shot. You see all these rust holes in here. There's some cracks. A big crack right here. I was kind of hoping to get on video like hooking something and tearing this thing apart, but that didn't happen. Although I'm sure if I use it more, it probably would. Got the old one cut off there. Now it's time to do some measuring. I might get that other tractor, bring it over here so I can kind of just have one to look at as I'm doing this. Looking at this tractor here for an example, I'm gonna have to get me something to weld across that just keeps the two in sequence together, but I'll have to add that little piece there. It stops that from going too far back. I see how they done that. To move this over, they notched that out. That makes sense. Let's see what our width is. 44 inches. Maybe a 1/16 over, but so 44 inches is what I need to be. Got these just laying where they're supposed to be. But this needs to be, up higher. So, figured up from this point right here, I need to come up 3 inches right there. So, actually, I might do 3.5. Seems like a good idea. That'll be fine there. All right, I'm gonna cut that out. It goes like that. Some time has passed now, so here is the plate I cut out of the bottom of the bucket. I got it all cleaned up of sorts. That'll go right there. So I believe we're ready to get this squared up. And weld that one on there, and I cut one out for this side. Then we'll have to trace out and make room for the handle and all that stuff to move in this one, so it'll come up and stop like right in here. This weather's being a little bit nuts today. Can you see it hammering down snow? It'll do this, the ground will turn white, and then the sun will come out in like 10 minutes and it all melts off really fast. This is probably like the 4th or 5th time it's done this. Pretty wild. Roughly where I want it. So one thing I'm gonna have to do is modify this handle. It needs to come down because it hits this right here. So my plan is to cut like a triangle out and lower it down. I'm trying to figure up the piece I want for here. I can just cut a piece, like that right there. Let's see why that wouldn't work. Like that, and then if that handle comes down and interferes, just cut a little notch in there for it. I think that's a good idea. So we'll cut that guy right there. Here's what I got accomplished yesterday. That'll be like that. One thing I see is I made this plate come up too far. It needs to stop like right here. because that right there hits that, and then we're gonna have to make this handle, I think, come down is what I wanted to do. Try that and see. Let's see. But that right there is full lock, so it could come down, yeah, quite a bit. Maybe bend it up a little. So I'm gonna cut this out and then work on this handle. Here's how I done this one. So I ended up having to cut this in 3 spots to bend this down, and then this up, and then this down. So, but it goes exactly where it's supposed to go. Stops where it's supposed to stop. So another way you could do this with, if you didn't want to cut this, is to bring these plates and space this farther away. I'm just trying to keep it as close to this pivot point as possible. So I just tacked this on here, but it's where it needs to be. I need to cut this off. I'm not sure why I done that, but anyways, I'm gonna cut that off right there. I'll show you what I've done on this one. Get it on there and go from there. What I'm doing here is basically just cutting a little triangle out to bring that down. This one goes down. This one goes up. Well, that looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I got a couple pieces of black iron pipe I want to weld probably right here across to keep those two in sync. And I rotate all the way back and all the way forward to make sure that it didn't interfere with anything. And there's plenty of room all the way back and plenty of room all the way forward. So I believe that'll work pretty good. And then of course I just have them a couple of tacks holding that, but I want to weld everything while it's attached to the bucket to keep anything from warping or doing anything weird. But so far it looks good. So I'm gonna get that pipe, cut it, get it welded in there, and then I guess start welding on this. I gotta cut a piece of metal for this one. And this side doesn't have as much of a gap. I was curious why I was measuring and I was a 1/4 inch off on this side, but then I wiggled this and yeah, she's got a little slop in her, so kind of explained that. Might try and fix that too, but I'm gonna get busy on this. Okay, I've done quite a bit of work to this off camera. I added these little triangle gussets right here, 2 on each side. I figure that would, you know, keep this from doing that. as much as possible. Kind of beef that up. Now the only thing I'm looking at is the distance between right here and this pin up here. There's nothing supporting this metal, so I think I'm gonna run another piece of this pipe here just straight across. I don't think that'll interfere too much with my locks. So that's pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do, because I wanted to put something in here connecting these two, but when you tilt it all the way down, it's going to interfere with this, and to get in the right spot, this is in the way. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But I think having another pipe running across that would keep them from bowing outwards or inwards, so that should stiffen that up. So let's cut a piece of that, tack it in here, and see how everything works. It's dead on 29 inches. So I'm gonna cut that a 1/16 longer, that way it's a good snug fit. See if we can stuff this bad boy in here. Well, that was easy. Right there will be pretty good. So I can still do that. Let me tack it, then put the forks on. Make sure they're all work. All right, so that, I mean, it's kind of annoying being right there, but your hand does clear it, so. So I'm gonna leave that there, because you can still get, you know, back here to it and down through here, so I think that'll be good. I'm gonna weld that up, clean most of this up. I think I'm pretty much done here. Well, I am done and ready for paint, so at least all I'm doing. So I kind of rounded all the edges off, rounded this, made it look pretty good. Stinks I couldn't get the grinder in there to smooth that up, but that happens. So just kind of made everything look halfway decent. So let's take this thing off here, wipe it down real good, and get some paint on it. Do y'all have any good ideas on how to put a grease fitting in this bottom pin? So I tried drilling a hole right here on both sides, and I get all the way down, but whenever I hit that bushing in there, it will not drill through it. And I don't know why there's not a grease fitting on the bottom, because that does the most traveling, but Anybody, do they make like a drill bit that'll drill through them hardened bushings and stuff? If so, let me know, because I want a grease fitting down there because she's got a little bit of slop in her. And then if I get a grease fitting, I'll make some new pins and tighten a lot of that up. Well, I think that is a success. So I like how it turned out. It looks pretty decent. And it's functional. So now I need to get to making a bucket for the front of this, since we got rid of the old one. Anyways, that's it for this one. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one.